Hey guys, Arshia, and today I'm gonna be showing you the difference between magnetic and non-magnetic cubes. So before we start, I just want to mention some differences that we can't compare between, like better turning and GS nuts, or like center travel and the way you can customize, because magnetic cubes are usually more expensive and they come with more customizability and better turning compared to the non-magnetic budget cubes. But the differences that we can compare between are the turning speed, the corner cutting, and how smooth they are during algorithms. So let's get on with the video. So here I have the GAN 356M, the cheapest version of a GAN cube, which is actually magnetic because I wanted it to get very close to the Cheat Thunderclap non-magnetic version. So this is not magnetic, and I can assure you of that. So first of all, we are going to be comparing between the turning speed. Now this being a GAN is obviously better at turning, but let's see what the magnets have got to do with it. So what I'm gonna do is scramble it up, and I do have these two on different settings because I put the settings which suit me the best, so it's easier for me during a scrambling or solves. So here we have like these two scramble, and during an example solve you do notice that this is slightly easier to turn. Although this may have lockups sometimes, the corner cutting really does help it to, not get stuck, and so that I don't get panicked and then do a wrong move and mess up my algorithm. So we're almost done with the solve here. AA perm. This is actually an alternate perm which my friend found out for the AA perm, very easy to use. And now we're going to try on this, and as you could see, this was relatively smooth. A few times there was minor lockups like this, but other than that it was probably a sub 30 solve, and I wasn't even trying to be fast on that. Now here we have the non-magnetic cube, so just inspecting it. Now chances are that the scramble is unluckier and the scramble on the magnetic cube was luckier. So for that I will be doing AO5 later in this video. As you can see, the F12 is very lucky here. Yeah, this tends to happen because it's a budget cube and I do have it on very loose settings so that it's easier for me to turn. So that's one of the downfalls of having a non-magnetic cube, because if it's a tight turning cube and the lube has worn out, you really can't do anything but loosen the settings. But other than that, as you can see, its turning is a bit rigid, and yeah, my hand does feel a bit more tired as to solving this. Oh well, that went out of focus. Anyways, my hand does feel a bit tired while solving this rather than this, probably because this is lighter, about 74 grams, and maybe this is 10, 20, 15 grams more than that. So that's the first point. Now the second point would be one of the most important points related in speed cubing, which is corner cutting. So first I'll take the magnetic cube and check for corner cutting. Now you may ask, how does magnets really help with corner cutting? You can see that when cutting, the magnets help it to align quicker. So as you can see, it can do that rather nicely. Some of these won't go. Let's try 45 degree. Okay, not bad. So I would rate that a 7 out of 10 in corner cutting. Of course, this is not the best of the best GAN cubes, but it's pretty close to this one, so yeah. Now we have this one. Since it's a loose settings, making it easier for me to turn, this might pop while corner cutting. That's why you have to be slightly more accurate. And you may say that being accurate at turning is better, but during speed cubing, accurate or not, the point is to solve the cube fast and efficiently. So as you can see, due to the very loose settings of this cube, corner cutting is actually not very bad. But that can happen. So you just got to be careful, and during a solve, try not to be too fierce with the cube, especially on light settings. So I would probably rate this a 5 out of 10 corner cutting, since it can still do the minor corner cuts without major lockups. Now I would try doing spamming some algorithms. The most famous one, the RUR prime U prime. So on this one, it does feel really good to do since the cube is also very light. And let's try it on this one. Now this is harder as I can feel it locking up. It's kind of minor, but it does slow down, but not a big difference. Now that we've checked turning speed during solves on each cubes and doing corner cutting, it comes to the third point, which is, do magnets really help the pieces click into space? Now you would say obviously yes, because of the magnets, but there is only one way to do this. So first you'd have to scramble up all the cubes. And now what I'm going to do is use some of the most, well, you could say when I have to turn the cube the most without cube rotations, and that would be during some PLL OLL algorithms. So we have to get there first, but on the way we can test these magnets again to get more familiar to it, since I've been using that one. So now as you can see, this is an OLL algorithm. That was easy, and if you watch it in slow motion, you can see the pieces clicked into space, making it easy for me to do the wide F move. Now this is a rather interesting pi algorithm, so it will be nice to watch on this. That was rather smooth. And now it's PLL. Well, I would do a J perm on this because I think that was a GB perm. And as you can see, it clicks into space. Now I'm just gonna get the same cases and show it to you. So here's the case, and let's see how much of a difference there is. Now as you saw, it did not click back into space, and you may say, but I paused it, so maybe I didn't do a full turn. But if there were magnets, it would have come, and that would prevent a lockup with my next algorithm. So here I have the same OLL case. Clearly I forgot how to do it. Well, looks like you won't be getting an OLL case this time, because I don't know why, but I can't do it unless it comes in a solve. So yeah, but we can get a PLL case. I'll just get the H perm because it's got slice moves, and slice moves are a good way to test magnets. Well, because of these edge and corner magnet pairings, and these do not have magnets, so we can test it like that. So first of all, here, as you could see, some lockups there because my finger really couldn't get on place, but that's just one try. It's not very frequent on the magnetic cube, but that's okay. And on this one, as you could see, the piece moved out of place, which doesn't happen on a non-magnetic cube. Other than that, there was a slight lockup, which what happens is when there's magnets in a cube, the cube can be looser, making the cube more easy to turn because the magnets always catch it in place. Whereas when there's not magnets, the cube is mainly concerned with friction and the movement of the center pieces and the core to maintain stability. So this can be less stable from the core if there's magnets, because that holds it in place. But here it has to be really stable from the core, making it more rigid. That's why I use loose tensions while using a non-magnetic cube. That was unintentional. So that's one more disadvantage of having loose settings on a non-magnetic cube. But don't let that give you bad feelings about buying a non-magnetic cube, because now I'm really going to break it down about what it depends on. So here we have no cube because I'm just going to be discussing the important points between magnetic and non-magnetic. Magnetic cubes are usually more expensive. This one here is about 38 Singapore dollars, and this one, well, with all the pieces, is about $8 in Singapore. So huge difference. One reason is because this is a GAN and this is a GE, less premium cube, even though they make really great cubes. But here's the thing, if this was a magnetic version, that would be about $9.60 or $10, which as you can see there's a $2 gap, and I've heard that the magnetic version of that cube is really good. So yeah, if you're looking for a budget magnetic cube, I say buy a magnetic cube, because if you buy a non-magnetic and you really get into cubing, you're going to end up buying a magnetic cube anyways. But if you're like, let's take this slow and I just want to try cubing once a week, twice a week, and just do it for the fun of it and not really get fast at it, then buy a non-magnetic cube. It's still the same fun of solving a Rubik's Cube by yourself, but on a cheaper budget. So my end thoughts on a magnetic and a non-magnetic cube, like a versus, would be that, well, it matters on what type of person you are and how much budget you have. So if you're looking for below $10, you can still get a fairly good enough magnetic cube, budget magnetic cube. Or if you're willing to invest some more money and really think that you have it in for cubing, then invest your money in a slightly premium, better magnetic cube. So I guess you're kind of disappointed that the answer is it depends on you guys, but really there's no other way to say it. So if you're the kind of person who really wants to take it easy and slow, buy a non-magnetic. If you really want to concentrate on getting faster and really want a magnetic cube as your main, get this cube, because it's actually really good value for money. It's a GAN cube and it's the light version, so it doesn't have the GS nut customization, but it really doesn't matter. You can still choose from 0.8 and 0.6. But we won't get into the specs of the cube because this is just about the magnets and the non-magnets. So here are my final kind of things for you to think about. So number one would be, get a magnetic cube if you have the money for it, and get a non-magnetic cube if you just want to take it easy and slow. I guess that's all there is to say about it. I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be about budget versus premium cubes, which is basically GAN versus maybe Qi budget cubes. And that's basically the whole magnets, no magnets, GS nuts, subtle travel, every customization aspect of it, which will be more detailed and really help you in deciding which cube you should buy. So that's it for now, and bye. So I'm sorry about the quality of the video. It was a bit rushed, in fact, and that was because we are trying out a new schedule actually, where we upload a bit more frequently so that we can get better content towards you guys. So we're just really adjusting towards that kind of uploading more frequently schedule, which is a bit hard, but hang in with us, and we'll be able to upload more quality cubing content for you guys to enjoy and really help you in your cubing career. So sorry if the video is a bit rushed. If you have any more questions, you can ask about it in the comment sections down below and we'll answer it. We'll try our best to answer it. So that's it for now. Happy cubing. Bye.